Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Derek Schomer. Today, as promised, we're doing another tasting. This time, it gets a little crazy. We got a lot of stuff here, so I'm going to try and cover it as quick as I can. Your time's valuable. You probably got other things to do on the internet. What I like to do is stick with just the Blanco, Silver, Plata, White tequilas for this week, and we'll do a reposado, then we can do an añejo later. I like tequila, so you're not going to find too many I dislike, but I'm going to try and explain to you the different varieties. There is something I don't like, and we'll cover this right up quick. I'm sorry, Jose Cuervo, but this is not, in my mind, tequila. Jose Cuervo makes good tequila, 100% de agave tequila. I got it right here, 100% de agave. Look for that on the label for like a Jose Cuervo. It's small writing. If it says 100% natural, it doesn't count. It has to say 100% de agave by the rules. So what we're going to do is from cheapest to most expensive, and then we've got these other Blancos that are infused. I'm not necessarily going to be tasting these because they're infused, so you're going to get something different out of them. This is a Tantio. It's found distributed in New York right now. It's a fairly new brand. This one is tropical. This one is jalapeno. So if you're into the spice, you got the jalapeno, and we've got chocolate. It's more of a rough chocolate, not like a sweet chocolate. So you're going to get something that might go good in a chocolate margarita. There you go. So what we have now is Cavallino. You've seen them before. They've sponsored the show, so you already know I like it. Hornitos, Plata. So let's go right through the prices. The Cavallino is going to run you, if you can get it, it's in New York, not New York, it's in Texas, and around that area and spreading outwards. It's $21 US or around that for this specific silver. Then you can go to look at the Hornitos Plata, which is a Sauza brand, and this stuff is $25 in my area. Most of the stuff I try and keep the same, but I can't buy it all, so prices might vary. Great for parties. If you're having parties, you should just buy a bunch of that stuff because it's 100% de agave. Then we've got, at $40 is the 901. We've got a sample size. This one's not specifically for resale, but this was a sample that we received. It's Dos Lunas. You'll see their full bottle when we do the Reposado episode. That Dos Lunas is $40, so these guys are the same price. The Tantio over there was $45 for each of the infused silvers. What comes next? We've got Don Julio. Love Don Julio. This Blanco is not a $750. This is $375, but a $750 is going to run you $45. Tres Generones. This is a Sauza brand. Just came in today. I haven't even tasted it ever. Patron. I'm sure everybody's seen that someplace. That's $50. This guy here is $46, so that's a little more money. Cielo, El Diamante de Cielo, is going to run you $45 to $50. And then the Partida, another sponsor from the show, is going to run you $55. Again, I've seen it marketed in a few places. So there you go. Those are our different price ranges. Keep in mind, I like good tequila. It's going to run you a little more money. So if you really want a good tequila to keep around or to make a really high quality drink from it, you're going to need to invest a little money. Now you could probably stick with, if you can get Cavallino, that's a great price. The Hornitos, another great price. So you can find a lower priced tequila. It might not necessarily be as high end in taste. What I'm gonna try and do is get the bottom ones first. So we'll do the low end and we'll work our way up through the 901 and the Dos Lunas. Some things that are interesting to know about the Blancos, they're not, these are true tequila. There's no age process. If there's aging, it's usually unaged, but if there is aging, it's going to be typically a couple months, maybe 2 months. Or 2 weeks, anywhere between there. You can get them at 4 weeks. They're all in stainless steel casks. 4 weeks is going to be a little smoother. So let's get started with some of these. We'll start with the Cavallino. The Cavallino it's got a little bit of burn. It's got a lot of, it's very fresh, bright, burns the tongue. Tongue goes pretty numb. It's smooth, yet there's a little sourness going on. So if you like a little more sour tequila, not bad sour, not like just awful tasting. I like the Reposado magnitudes better, but this is for what you're getting for that price. This is a very good 100% de agave tequila. How does it compare to Hornitos, which is going to run you a couple dollars more? Let us see. Hornitos is a little bit smoother. It's got a little bit of sweetness to it, a little more than the Cavallino. Where the Cavallino really attacks your tongue with the alcohols. This is a little more, not oaky, but it's got a little more caramel to it, like a little more flavor, a different flavor. Not necessarily the most complex, but a slightly different flavor. They're both going to go well in a cocktail because they're going to probably get rounded out with all the juices. I think the Hornitos might be a little smoother on my palate. 901. As you can see, I've got a lot, so I want to at least cut through some of the middle of these before I slow down. That's got a little of both. That's like the Hornitos meets Cavallino. It's got the alcohol, but it's also got a vanilla caramel aftertaste. Now, keep in mind, a lot of the Blancos, if you're not as into tequila as I am, drinking them straight might already be way beyond what you're thinking of doing. But consider the different taste profiles when you're mixing them in a cocktail to give you an idea of what you might like as an additive, as a separate dynamic that you might pick up while you're drinking it. And move on to the Dos Lunas. And I'm not going to really pay too much attention to the clarity because I'm telling you right now, they're all very clear. They're really good-looking tequilas for Blancos. The Dos Lunas, $40, the 901, $40. These guys a little lower. Dos Lunas, I think, is better than the 901 for that price point. It doesn't have the alcohol burn, and it's not as rough. It's a little more refined. Now, these are going to typically be a little harsher, per se, because they don't have any oak or anything to round them out. So you're getting the raw materials, so any imperfections are going to be obvious. So far, no imperfections, per se, but definitely a different taste profile. If you could find Dos Lunas, not a bad idea to start with. If you really want to experience what a $40 tequila is, the 901's right up there. This is the Justin Timberlake's tequila. Now the Don Julio, and the other thing is I haven't been smelling them too much. They do have scents to them, just some can be subtle. And for the $40 ones, smells like caramel, which is nice. Very little scent at all. That smells like what you'd think tequila would smell like a sea salt. And this is a sweet smell, which is weird because it's the one that I found that didn't have the most sweetness. This is pretty good. This is immediately you could tell the difference when you jump the scale. This for a $45 bottle, well, this one is a little less because I bought a smaller one. The smoothness is much more, there's a better viscosity. It's not as thin and watery. As you're moving up the chain, you're going to find it gets to be a little more like maybe this could be sipping. It's got very fresh, bright taste to it. Your tongue is not on fire. It just feels like maybe you had some peppermint, like, you breathe in and it's a little cold. You're getting that. And I thought Don Julio has their own unique flavoring. I just don't know what it is. Now, Tres Generaciones. Looks clear. Ooh, it's got a really cool smell. Like a caramello. I can smell this all night. I like that.